room with inquiries for questions. Jeremiah, sure, yeah. Go, the mic, please, is coming around to you.
Yeah, Brian, obviously it seemed like a big step forward just from a confidence, but also from it was a pretty looking game. Did it feel like a big step forward, and what did you think worked well today?
Well, it was a step forward. I think, look, even when we're losing games, finding ways to lose games, whatever, I thought there were moments in all of those games where we played some good soccer. But we just had mental lapses. We had, some goals that we gave up that we shouldn't have given up. But there were some good moments, even when we were losing games. And so this was a step forward in the sense, Jeremiah, that, the team rewarded itself for the hard work that they do in training. And Raul, you can just feel him, Tengo hambre. He's hungry. He's hungry for goals. Not me, but him. I don't know how that goes in Spanish, but you guys know what I mean.
Tiene hambre.
He's hungry for goals. And that started well. And then, a couple of little dips maybe, they were trying to get themselves back in it. And then the ball, Jeremiah, finally bounced our way. Because Javi, gets up, challenges on the free kick, doesn't get clean, and then it bounces off the guy's shoulder and goes in the goal. So finally, we get a little bit of luck. And I know Pete knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Luck is always good.
Jose.
Coach, would you be able to share some of your thoughts on Danny Leiva's performance? He looked from our perspective like he's really getting more comfortable in his position, but also some of those side-to-side crosses that he was putting out there were pretty ignited a lot of the movement of the ball.
His passing. You're saying his passing ignited a lot of our attacks. Yes, you are correct, but I'm not so sure that Danny's full contribution to the game is, longer passes. Yes, he's capable of it. What I love about Danny is when he feels pressure, he can play the ball with one touch and get himself out of jams. And then he plays simple. When a lot of guys would take an extra touch or a third touch, he plays one touch as well because he understands the flow and the rhythm of the game. And so Danny has always been a connector. And he's just now coming into a good run of form. He feels confident. The question coming into the game was, could Josh and Danny do that together against a good team? Well, there's your answer.
Diego.
Buenas noches. Congratulations for the games. Ruiz Díaz parece haber vuelto a su nivel. Pero hay un problema, él ha sido llamado a la selección para los partidos que va a tener la selección peruana. ¿Existe la posibilidad, considerando de que el equipo está en un momento importante, en este momento, de que a nivel dirigencial o a nivel entrenadores, conversar con el entrenador de Perú para que se le pueda dar una especie de licencia a Raúl Ruiz Díaz, considerando que los partidos que vienen son muy difíciles?
Good night. Congratulations. Good to see Raul coming back to his level. There is a problem. He got called to the national team for these Peruvian matches. Is there any possibility that at the level of management or coaches to talk and manage to keep him out of this call?
There is FIFA rules. Yes, there is conversations. Raul can have those conversations with his new coach. I can have conversations with the coach. At the higher levels between Peru and our management, there certainly is that. We will address that next week. Right now, I think everybody sees Raul's contributions to our team. He is such an important part of our team. And yeah, we could certainly use him against Cincinnati.
Hay regulaciones, reglas de la FIFA y también es posible hacer conversaciones. Sabemos que Raúl puede tener conversaciones con su nuevo entrenador. Yo mismo puedo hablar con el entrenador también y a nivel gerencial, nuestra gerencia y Perú también pueden hablar. El punto es que es importante ver las contribuciones que Raúl viene haciendo, es una importante parte de nuestro equipo y sería muy bueno utilizarlo contra Cincinnati.
Okay, we'll come over to this side of the room. Maz, thanks for your patience. Mike is coming your way.
Hey, Brian, Jordan Morris was involved in both of those. What did you see in terms of his ability to kind of create space and get down that lane?
Well, we thought Jordan had a good matchup against their left back. I thought that, before the game, we thought that was going to be one of the keys to the game, and it was true. Jordan's faster, he's stronger. But his movement on that right-hand side was a work in progress, and we'd worked on that. Preki had worked on some movements, in the final third to get Jordan in behind more effectively, more often. We know Jordan, when the ball's a little deeper, he can make vertical runs and he can get in behind, but we're really trying to focus on him and Alex playing together to make sure that right side is effective. And again, the proof is the game you saw tonight. I thought Jordan was excellent. And talking about national team and commitments and all that, that's the only reason why I pulled him, is because he's going to have a busy week, and getting him a little bit of rest was good. So, I thought Jordan was excellent.
And then an assist from John Marshall, but this is the first time you have a shutout since August 2nd. He gave me the date. What can you talk about just the play of your defense in pitching the shutout?
Yeah, I mean, look, there were a couple nervy moments. We'll always digest the film. Andy does a good job of getting film for the defenders, and we'll look at all the things that we can improve on. I'm a true believer, Maz, that defense wins championships, but it's also great to have Raul Ruidiaz on the field.
Okay, we'll go up to Zoom. I see there are a few questions on there. As a reminder, if you have a question on Zoom, please go ahead and hit that raise hand function button. Nico Moreno, thank you for waiting patiently. Please go ahead.
Hey there, Coach. Two quick questions. One of them, it seems like this game, regardless of who was on the field, was going to be a momentum shifter. Do you feel like this win is a momentum shifting moment for this squad? And then number two, a great performance by Captain Lodero on this game. What can you say about his game tonight and what he means for this team from today to the end of this season?
Sure, Nico. I think I answered some of your first question a little bit earlier. I think the previous games were good games. Certainly we talked about last week's performance, or last game against Houston, where Nuhu kind of sparked the team. Yeah, Montero coming on. I think the team's in a good run of form. I think they believe that they can do this. That's credit to them. And then as far as Nico is concerned, he's a great captain. He does so much. He does so much of the, little things that doesn't show up on all the stats bomb and all the things that Jeremiah and those guys look at. His movement, his running, his pressing, his defending, it's always there, Nico. So it's a pleasure to have him at this club. I'd love for him to retire at this club. So, I can't say any more. I mean, he's been a great leader and a great captain.
Felipe Makeda, I see you have your hand raised. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Thank you, Alex. Congratulations, Coach Brian. My question is, a few weeks ago, you were talking about the team being tired because they played this many games. How do you see the team right now in terms of fitness? You think they are recovering and getting ready to approach the end of season?
Yes, Felipe, we talked about this. I talked about this a lot, or I thought I had spoken about this a lot. our sports science staff came up with some changes in the way we trained. We wanted to train 40% less in volume, but more intensity during the training. And I think you're seeing that change taking place within our team. The players look fresher, they can run harder, they can run faster. I think that subtle change helped, so credit to them for coming up with the plan. And then again, credit to the players, because Felipe, they know, they understand that every single one of these games are critical. And they're putting in their maximum effort in every game. None of those players are quitting at all. None of those players are not working hard, I should say. So again, credit to that group for getting us in a good shape physically.
Thank you.
Nico, do you have a follow-up, or is that just a holdover from the first question?
No, thank you. I appreciate it. Coach, I just wanted you to take on the team defensively tonight. This is regardless of whether DeRusi was in the game or not, they did a fantastic job just holding up play, holding up transition play. Want to get your take on how they did tonight and how this could be a building block for the remainder of this season.
Thank you, Nico, for your question. I think I've addressed a lot of it. Happy for the clean sheet, happy for Steph Fry, happy for the defenders. The rest of the way, we have to continue these strong performances defensively. Defense wins championships, but it's great to have Raul on the field.
All right, final call for any questions on Zoom. I'm not seeing any others. Going once, going twice. Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you. Thanks, everybody.
Sorry, Schmetzer, we have a few more in the room possibly. Sorry, that was just Zoom. Don't worry, we'll get to your follow-ups. Yeah, Jeremiah, go for it.
I did want to ask about the way you guys played through the press today. It seemed like you were very effective playing through their press, and if you had any particular plan going into that and what you thought of it.
Again, I answered, Jose's question. Danny was critical because he was able to make the right angles and then play one touch out. On the first goal, I believe it was, or the second goal, he got us out on the right-hand side. I think it was the second goal. I mean, he performed well. I think Steph has done a really good job. Tommy's been working with him a lot about finding the outside backs. When the ball goes back to him, sometimes goalkeepers get stuck and they just kick the ball down the field long. Steph actually identifies, sees Nuhu or Alex in those wide channels where he can drop a ball in. And then also, in the middle of the field, Steph's able to sometimes underhit some of the forwards where we can, still have possession. So credit to Steph on a lot of that, credit to Danny. Again, Josh did a good job, moving the ball from back to front and getting Albert a little higher up the field, Nico in the right spots. I think that's what you saw tonight.
Do one or two more, Maz. Go for it. Mike's coming to you.
Brian, looked like you pressed to start off and then you absorbed it. 32nd minute, the goal came after because of high press. Was that something that was planned or just organically something that evolved given your...
We always press at home, Maz. We always press higher up the field whenever possible. I keep telling you guys that sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But we always like to press higher. Our line of confrontation at home is always 10 to 15 yards in the opponent's half of the field. That's always by design.
Just that it was in the 32nd minute. I get the 0
It's
to 19.
all game, all
Okay.
90 minutes. We try and press higher up the field for 90 minutes. At
Yeah.
home, that's the way we have to play.
Thanks.
Final question? Yep, we'll close right here.
Hey, Coach, you talked about the combination of Alex and Jordan on the right side. Could you speak a little bit to how moving Rusnak to the left in front of Nuhu has sort of enabled both of them to be involved a little bit more?
Yeah, I think Albert's a very smart soccer player. He's very in tune with the game, the nuances. He likes kind of coming in on his right foot, which opens up the lane for Nuhu. Nuhu's obviously a tremendous athlete, and so he can get up and down the line. The question is, what does he do with the ball when he gets up and down the line? That's his, that's still his, work in progress. But I think that combination is good. I think they get along together on and off the field, and it shows.